when changing the brake handle, okay, there's a couple of things you should keep in mind. Firstly, that you buy the right one. Now, Speedfighters 50cc's are cable or disc, and they're two different brake levers. So it makes more sense taking this off. There's 5 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this just simply lifts over. It's easy with 2 hands, isn't it? Anyway, moves over like that, and then in here, it's 1 bolt, which is this one here, and the nut at the bottom of it, and that does that. Okay, once you do that, tip though, go to the back of the bike and undo this. This is the actual cable part. Okay, now it's easy to look whether you've got disc or cable. I'm not going to explain that without just saying one's got a disc and the other's got a cable. Okay, but it makes more sense taking it off, have a look. Otherwise, what you'll do is what I've done today. I had one anyway, you see. This is a cable one for Speedfight, but what you'll notice is that's plain, and the one that goes on here has got this little knobbly bit here. Now that knobbly bit does your brakes. Well, it doesn't do your brakes, it does the sensor, which is located just there. Okay, and that little knobbly bit that this other one hasn't got, that bit there, when you put your new one on, it'll work fine, but your brake lights will be permanently on, and you'll wonder why, and so on. So I suppose my top tip today is don't go ordering a part for a bike without looking first, okay? Because otherwise you're just going to be in, well, you're just going to end up with parts you don't want. Like the brakes, and I've got a guy ask me about brakes. There are 2 sorts. We have the larger sort, caliper, and we have the ordinary caliper, okay? These ones here are much bigger brakes. So again, check before you buy. I'll be explaining, I must do it now I suppose. When people change brakes, okay, they are really, really simple. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm surprised someone's asked, but you know, you do get asked. And it's the 2 bolts here to undo. Take your wheel off, balance it whether way front or back, and take the whole caliper out, 13mm normally, and this will come off in your hand, and then you can get on with it. I say take the wheel off because it's a bit of a wiggle. What people make the general mistake with this one is, and this is the most common one, they undo these 2 bolts and they split the caliper. Once you split the caliper, world of pain, because the seals go, you push it back together. When you try and get compression on the handle, all it does is pump out oil, and you wonder why you've damaged it. So always take the 2 larger ones off, which, if I can use my hands, is the ones here. They connect to the bike. Do not do the 2 small ones, okay? And then simple case of checking the reservoir. Now, more than likely it hasn't been checked for ages, and they're just 2 little Phillips screws, and it's located on the other side normally, because on this one it is cable and, there you go, sorry about the light today. This one here, undo these 2 bolts, have a look, okay? If you have to bleed, now if it's gone down, don't panic, because when you squeeze back the calipers, and that's 2 screwdrivers, I've done a video on it, when you squeeze them back, or you can buy one of these, okay, they're not brilliant, they can't get in, so you're better off putting 2 screwdrivers and pushing the calipers back out again. This fills up with oil. What a common mistake is that they'll fill this up, then change their brakes, and then what you find is that it all locks up and just doesn't work very well. So again, it's just simple. In there, put 2 screwdrivers there, crisscross them and push the calipers back. If they go back uneven, WD, push them back with the handle again, and then slowly push them out. Try and make sure you evenly crisscross. So that's a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, and they do go back. If they're seized, you know. You can get some WD, you can scrub them up a little bit, and then keep trying to push them out. And they only push out and push out and push out in little like pulses, and eventually close. Then you push them back out again. Not good to push them all the way out, because then the seals could go. So simple, really. And if you want to change your brake fluid, then it's a case of the bleed nipple, which is here. Again, WD loads are only about, I think it's 8mm, 10mm, not sure. But undo it slightly and then bleed them. I've done a video on bleeding before, or you can just go online and check out that. But that's not what I'm here to do today. Anyway, here's an example now. You've loosened the cable off, okay, and it's a simple case. Off it comes. But if you don't loosen the cable off, which I showed you here, it'll be really, really, really tight. Remember when you put it back on though, that you may make sure you tighten it back up again, and it should be comfortable enough. On the disc one, it's completely different, and it will be, you know, but on these ones, it is only a friction brake, and they're never going to, you know, be brilliant. It should stop you, but you want the back wheel to turn nicely. Anyway, enough about brakes.